Alright, we're going to get started now. Alright, thank you for coming to our first Sumobots workshop for this year. Glad we got this many people. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Leonard. I'm the project director for Mechatronics Society. Basically, organize Sumobots in general. We have Doug here.
Hey, I'm Nanki. I'm the co-director of Events for Create.
Yep. And yeah, I guess we'll start. So we'll start by introducing basically the societies that this is that is behind this. Is it not? Wait, did you have Right. All right, guys. So I'm going to introduce the societies that basically brought this brought Sumobots upon UNSW. So I'm going to introduce Mechatronics Society. So I guess there isn't too much to it. We're the society for anyone studying the degree of mechatronics, and then Create.
Yes, so we're Create, we're a making club at UNSW. We run workshops as well as a sales store on Go every week. And our basic premise, both Mechatronics and Create, is to basically inspire anyone of any degree or background to turn their ideas into designs, prototypes, and products.
All right, so today we're going to be going through an introduction to the competition, basically a timeline of all the workshops that we have planned for this term. We also have the rules for the bots, also the tournament rules. So you guys might have seen the difference between standard and advanced streams. So those are different rules. We're also going to hand out the kits, and then at the end we're going to do like a brainstorming activity within your teams, basically. So if you're still not sure of what Sumobots is, basically, in layman's terms, we basically you build two robots, like in a ring, you have two robots and they basically fight to push each other out of the ring. And you guys will be building these bots from using kits that we supply. And basically in week 8, we'll have a competition where basically each bot battles it out. And we haven't run an actual Sumobots competition in quite a few years. So the last one run successfully was in 2018. Last year we tried to run one as well, but lockdown happened, so we didn't get up to the competition part. So it's great to see this many people interested in our competition. All right, so since we've got pizza already here, we're going to do the kit handouts first, and then you guys can have pizza while we're doing that. So basically, just stay in your tables. We'll hand out the pizzas to one person from each table. Go and grab 1 or 2 pizzas from the back, and then also from your teams, just get one person to come up front, and we'll hand out the kits. I can check. 1 second. Make your reply. All right, I'll check the actual setup. Team up here. Yeah. One second. Can you say something?
It's my laptop.
You can fill in their own laptop, man.
I will say that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. Yes. Yeah. Just let me know.
What's your team name? Oh, do you even raise it? Use that team name for what?
Is everything okay?
This is literally all. What was it again? I don't think so. I think it's something else. I can check. Using it. It's kind of open. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah.
My friend wants to know this.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get started again. Alright, we're gonna get started again. You guys can just eat while we are listening to the presentation.
I'll see you at that.
All right, the timeline. So basically, for the next 8 weeks, we'll be going through different workshops. This week will just be the introduction of the competition. Next week, we'll be going through CAD and manufacturing. That includes 3D printing, 3D CAD, and laser cutting. That'll be the design next studio. Week 3, we'll be going through Arduino basics. So that's like just how to start up your Arduino, some really basic Arduino coding stuff. Week 4 will be all the motors. So you'll be learning how to connect your Arduino to control the motors, and then how to solder all your components together. Week 5 and weeks 5, 6, and 7, those will be build sessions. So you just get access to the makespace, and you get to build your robots with that. Week 8 will be the knockout, so we'll make a full knockout roster. The date for that the location for that has to be confirmed, but essentially you'll have knockouts, different rounds, and then you come in on different days for the rosters, and then you guys will be battling your robots out. And then Thursday, week 8, that's the final competition. So you get told which robots are competing, And then it's just 1v1, the final competition. Yeah, it's our timeline.
Okay, so these are the rules for the competition. Yeah, so it's basically you're making a Sumobot. It's going to be an autonomous robot that cannot be remote controlled, and it must not damage the other robots. So it can't have any dangerous components, and there's also a budget of $100. That does not include the actual price of the kit, though. The difference between the standard and the advanced streams is that the standard has a 200 by 200 dimension limit, and the advanced is 250 by 250 millimeters. Standard is 1 kilogram, where advanced is 1.5. In standard, you can only use the parts from the supplied kit, plus anything from the pre-approved list. The list will be on the next slide. And you also can't make any modifications to the drivetrain, if you know what that means. Compared to advanced, in advanced you can use extra components not supplied in the kit. So anything that's not in the kit, with the exception of you have to use the motors that are in the kit to drive the robot. And you also have to use the tires and the wheels and the battery in the kit to drive the robot. Other than that, you can modify pretty much anything in the robot as long as you're within the 250 by 250 dimensions. In terms of the tournaments, each match will be 3 rounds. So that's each match between 2 different Sumobot teams. Rounds will last a maximum of 2 minutes, unless extended by the judges. The round ends when a bot is pushed or falls off the Sumobot platform, or if a bot can no longer move. I already talked about the budget. At the start of the round, you have to set the robot and then wait 5 seconds before the robot starts to move. So that's after the judge says go, you gotta say go and then wait 5 seconds and then actually go. And yeah, your bot has to move at least once during the round. So this is the formal rules. Feel free to scan this QR code to look at the rules. It's basically like a 3-page document which details a lot of extra rules in case you have any questions or thoughts or concerns. This is like the proper rule book of Sumobots. So make sure that you're following all the rules in this document when you're building your robot.
And everyone, so we're going to go over the kits in all the components in our kit structure now. So if you'd like to just open up your kit and probably lay everything out on the table in front of you, and we'll basically go over each component and its basic purpose and what it does in the Summobot.
So yeah, just make sure that everyone has an Arduino Nano and a USB cable, a motor controller, ultrasound sensor, infrared sensor, push button, a resistor, male to female cables. We actually took out the female to female cables, so you won't have any of those. Make sure that you have motors with motor brackets and wheels, and also all of the little screws and stuff that come with the motor brackets. You also need a breadboard, battery alarm, a battery charger, and a battery connector. So if you don't have any of those components, raise your hand and someone will come around to you.
Leonard, can we still check your teams?
No, there's no answer.
All right, everyone, we're going to move on for now. We'll be going through each component one at a time. If you realize you're missing any component, just want to hand up. So just to reiterate, we took the female cables out of the kits, so you won't have, most of you won't have them in your kits. All right, so the first component we have is our Arduino Nano. So the Arduino Nano is a smaller version of the Arduino Uno. It's basically the same thing. It's a microcontroller board, and this will basically be the brains of your Sumobot. And so we'll be programming it through something called the Arduino IDE, which we'll be going through in the week 3 workshops. Next up, we have the motor controllers and the motors with the wheels. So we have the red L298N motor controller, so you should have that. And you'll have 2 of what you see on the right there. So 2 of the blue wheels are 2 of the motors, you won't have the encoders on them though, and 2 brass connectors with the bracket for mounting. Yeah, and this is the basic control circuit that you'll be using, and we'll be going through in our week 4 workshops. Yeah, so next up we have our IR sensor. So this is basically just to detect the white ring on the outside of the ring. So when your Sumobot might be getting pushed out. And next we have the ultrasonic sensor. So that we basically use to locate the component. So that's just basically a distance sensor. Next we have the XT60 connector, and that goes with your 2S LiPo battery. And you've also been given a battery alarm, so that will sound when your battery cells drop below 3.5 volts. So again, we'll be going through all of this, but you don't want your battery cells to drop below 3.5 volts. Yeah, so if it goes below 3.5 volts, then alarm will sound, and they'll indicate to you to basically unplug your battery and recharge it. Yeah, so female cables, relatively straightforward. And we're going through our demonstration bots next.
So we have a few Mobots here right in front, so you guys can come check it out. But we will do table by table, okay? So these 3 tables can come take a look. Yeah, these 3 tables. Okay. Stay. Can you guys stay in your seats? We'll just bring this to you.
Alright guys, we're gonna move on now. Alright, so if you haven't joined it already, we also have a Discord where we're basically like posting all our announcements. Also, you just have a casual chat with like any of the organizers or the other competitors, or like post the meeting up there if you want as well. So yeah, if you haven't already, please join the Discord. The QR code's there and links also there. Wait, let me check. It doesn't know that. Okay, hello everyone.
I get your attention, please? Hello, everyone. Can you please quiet down and listen for a minute? This bit's kind of important, so I just need you to listen. So this term for Sumobots, we're partnering with a company called Unbound. They do like social impact engineering and things like that. And they run a program that connects students to global engineers in Asia and Europe, things like that. And they partnered with us to offer 10 days industrial training for Sumobots. So this is an optional thing that you can do alongside Sumobots as a very enticing thing to get 10 full days of industrial training that you have to do as part of your engineering degree as part of Sumobots. The link to sign up for this has not been sent out to you yet, but it will be sent out to you, and it will be in the info pack at some point that we'll send it to you. But if you want to get 10 days industrial training, all you have to do is sign up with Unbound, and they will run a few Zoom calls with engineers from Asia and Europe, specifically in robotics. I think there's going to be one in biomedical engineering as well, if you're interested in that. You have to do those Zoom calls. You have to do Sumobots, so you have to actually build your robot and compete in the competition, as well as make a short video on your progress of making your Sumobot. So if you want to make like a build video that's like 3 minutes about you having fun with your teammates making and designing your robot, you'll basically just get 10 days industrial training. That program will start from week 3 of this term, so you have 2 weeks to sign up. It's a good program to do, and yeah, you get 10 free days industrial training. And if you're an engineer, you should absolutely go for it. Thank you. And on top of that, so Unbound is like sponsoring this program. So, oh, yeah, that looks beautiful. Sorry, I haven't seen that before yet. On top of that, we're also being sponsored by School of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. They gave us some money to run this, as well as School of CSE. So shout out to them, and also shout out to faculty and Nathan Zhao, specifically from faculty, who gave us $1,000 to let us do things like merch and like Sumobots in general, but also merch. So yeah, we're going to be selling t-shirts and stuff like that, and that is funded by a lot of those people that I just mentioned. We have some great designers in our team, and they put together this t-shirt that you can buy for $18. We're doing expressions of interest at the moment, so we haven't ordered them yet. So if you want a t-shirt, it's a pretty cool design, shows that you participated in the comp. You know, it's cool. And I think also we'll be giving maybe winners free t-shirts, or maybe something more if we can do more, maybe hoodies, we'll see, I'm not sure yet. I think that's all I had. I don't know, you got more? Yeah?
All right, so if you are interested in getting a shirt like this, can you put your hand up so we like just have rough numbers in general?
Yeah. They look awesome. Come on.
All right, cool, thanks.
So we'll be doing a short brainstorm here, but we won't be doing the description here because. So I'll be handing out some papers for you to like brainstorm with your team and maybe sketch some rough designs for your Sumobots.
Yeah, you can spend this time to sit with your team and actually come up with a strategy or like brainstorm ideas for your bot. There are some really creative ways you can design your bot, like with ramps or with, I don't know, other random bits and pieces. So make use of this time to research what a Sumobot looks like, what are different tactics you can use. Are you aiming to win the competition, or are you aiming to just be funny and be cool? I don't know, it's up to you guys. But use this time effectively. look up videos and make some drawings and figure out what you want to do. Good luck.
Are they cold? With the take